आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सॉल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
So the given question is that we have to evaluate the sine, cosine, tangent of the following angles. The first angle is 300 degrees. Okay. So, let me do it again. So the first angle is sine 300 degrees. We will start with sine and then calculate the other values accordingly. Sine 300 degree. We can easily write sine 300 degree as sine 360 degree minus 60 degree. Okay, and let us understand this from the graph. So all of you must be familiar about this. After school to college, this is your 0, this is your 90, this is your 180, this is your 270, and this is your 360 complete. So all the angles are positive in the first quadrant. In the second quadrant, sine and opposite of sine, that is your cosec, is positive. In the third, tan and cot are positive and rest are negative. In the fourth, your cos and the opposite of cos, that is your sec, are positive and rest are negative. So let us understand. This is sine 360 minus 60. 360 minus 60. This implies that this value lies in the fourth quadrant. This is your, name it as fourth, this is your first, second, third quadrant. So this value lies in the fourth quadrant, and from this we conclude that sine will be negative, so it becomes equals to minus. Okay, another thing that I want to clear is that there is no change in value if we use 360 or 180. Subtraction and addition from 360 or 180 results in no change in the trigonometric function. So sine will remain as it is, minus sine 60 degree. And you all know what is the value of sine 60 degree. So the value is minus root 3 by 2. Now what we have to calculate is we have to calculate the cosine of 300 degrees. So using the same formula we can write, or we can basically use this identity. Sine square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1. Okay, so what we have to do, we know the value of sine 300. It is root 3 minus root 3 by 2. So minus root 3 by 2 whole square plus cos square theta is equals to 1. So the value of cos square theta comes out to be 1 minus 3 by 4. Is it clear? So if I solve it further, the value of cos square theta comes out to be your 1 by 4. So this implies the value of cos theta comes out to be your plus minus 1 upon 2. Now another question we have, but we have to choose one value. Either it's positive 1 by 2 or negative 1 by 2. So we have cos 300. Now 300 angle will lie in which quadrant? It will definitely lie in the fourth quadrant. So, and the value of cos in the fourth quadrant is positive. So we have to select cos 300 as 1 by 2. Now coming to the tan part. Tan 300 is equals to sine 300 upon cos 300. The value of sine 300 we have already calculated. What is that? Minus root 3 by 2 divided by 1 by 2. So the value comes out to be a minus root 3. And we can also check this from that the value is correct or not. Tan 300. So 300 will lie in the fourth quadrant, and the value of tan in the fourth quadrant is negative. And we have got the answer accordingly. So the next part is, that is your minus 405 degree. So sine minus 405 degree. Here minus sign indicates that the angle is in clockwise let me show it. So here the minus sign basically indicates that the angle is in clockwise direction. Okay, so we have your minus 405. So minus 405 will start from here. It will start from here, move on like this, and will end at fourth quadrant somewhere here, making a terminal at this point. Okay, so if I calculate it, 405 minus 360, it comes out to be 45 degrees. So it will make an angle of 45 degree in the clockwise direction with this x axis. And what is the value of sine in the fourth quadrant? So our angle will lie in the fourth quadrant. The value of sine in the fourth quadrant is negative. So what we have to do here is we have to write sine 405 as sine 360 plus 45 degree. I have already made clear what is the meaning of this minus symbol here. It represents the clockwise direction. So if I move further, again 360 180, there is no change in the trigonometric function, so it comes out to be a sine 45 degree. And what is the value of sine 45? It is 1 upon root 2. Now we have to use this identity. Your cos square theta is equals to 1 minus sine square theta is equals to 1 minus 1 upon root 2 whole square is equals to 1 minus 1 upon 2. Is it clear till now? So we have the value of cos theta as 1 upon 2 raised to the power 1 by 2. This implies the value of your cos minus 405 comes out to your plus minus 1 upon 2. But first of all, we have to check minus 405 lies in the fourth quadrant, and in the fourth quadrant the value of cos sine function is positive. So we have your cos minus 405 coming out as 1 upon 2. Now let us talk about the tan. Tan minus 405 is equals to your sine minus 405 upon cos minus 405. The value of your sine minus 405 is 1 upon root 2. Sorry, think there is some mistake. The value of sine in the fourth quadrant is negative, so let me be clear, it is minus 1 upon root 2. Sorry for the mistake. So minus 1 upon root 2 into 2 upon 1, the final answer comes as 2 upon root 2. And let us check the value of tan in the fourth quadrant. This is your fourth quadrant, and the value of tan here is negative, so our answer is correct. Now we have 7 pi by 6. So start with it. We have to calculate the value of 7. Here it is. Sine 7 pi by 6. Let us break it down as sine 6 pi plus pi by 6 is equals to sine pi plus pi by 6. We are actually trying to convert each and every value in terms of pi and 2 pi, because I have already mentioned the sine function does not change in the trigonometric functions basically do not change with pi or 2 pi. So it becomes as your sine pi plus pi by 6. And what is the first? Then we have to check the quadrant. Pi plus pi by 6. This means it lies in the third quadrant and the value of sine in the third quadrant is negative. So your minus, and since there is no change, sine pi by 6, and pi by 6 is what? Your sine 30 degree. So the value comes out to your minus 1 by 2. I assume it is clear till now. Now for the cos part we will use the same identity. Cos square theta is your 1 minus sine square theta 1 minus 1 by 2 whole square 1 minus 1 upon 4, and the answer is 3 by 4. So what is the value of cos theta? This implies the value of cos theta comes out to be your plus minus root 3 by 2. This implies your cos 7 pi by 6 is equals to, your 7 pi by 6 lies in the third quadrant, and in this third quadrant and third quadrant cos is negative, so we have to take the negative value, minus root 3 by 2. Now let us consider the tan part. So tan 7 pi by 6 is your sine 7 pi by 6 upon cos 7 pi by 6. The value of sine 7 pi by 6 is minus 1 by 2, and the value of cos 7 pi by 6 is minus root 3 by 2. So the value comes out to be a 1 upon root 3, and it is positive. So let us check the value of tan in third quadrant is positive, so our answer is correct. Now let us move to the fourth part, 11 pi by 4. So starting with sine 11 pi by 4, we can write it as sine 12 pi minus 1 pi by 4, because 12 minus 1 11 pi by 4, sine 3 pi minus pi by 4. So first of all let us check whether since 3 pi is a multiple of pi, so there would be no change in the trigonometric function, so it comes out your sine pi by 4. Now let us consider what sign we have to place here. 3 pi minus pi by 4, completing one circle, 2 pi, completing another circle till 180, it becomes your 3 pi. 3 pi minus pi by 4 lies in the second quadrant. Here in the second quadrant the value of sine is positive, so we will have a positive sign with it. So your value of sine pi by 4 is your 45, so the answer comes out to be 1 by root 2. Now we will calculate the value of cos. Cos 11 pi by 4 is equals to cos square 1 minus sine square 11 pi by 4 1 minus 1 by root 2 whole square 1 minus 1 by 2 equals to 1 by 2. But we have to first of all check this lies in the second quadrant, and see, this is your second quadrant. The value of cos in second quadrant is negative. Okay, so cos square 11 pi by 4, remove this square, remove this square, and cos 11 pi by 4 is equals to your plus minus 1 by 2. This implies cos 11 pi by 4 equals to minus 1 by 2 because we will reject the positive value according to this table. Now we have to calculate the value of tan. Tan 11 pi by 4 is your sine 11 pi by 4 upon cos 11 pi by 4. Value of sine 11 pi by 4 is what? Let's check. 1 upon root 2, and this comes your minus 2, so the answer is minus 2 upon root 2. Now let us check with the table, is this value correct or not? Tan in the second quadrant is negative and we are obtaining a negative value, so our answer is correct, and the end of the question.
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट IIT JEE मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनेट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।